The Backhouse, your hospitality venue, presents Live at the Backhouse Season 3. So just in case you're just now joining us, Live at the Backhouse is a marketing platform that highlights small businesses, big authors, and various topics of interest. So my name is Vonsiel English, aka Coach V, and I am your host. But before we introduce our guests, we would like to thank our segment sponsor, the Jesus Pen. Now, I don't know if you all remember this pen right here. Shine the light of Christ around the world. The Jesus Pen has a push-in stylus and the words, "Jesus is the light of the world," illuminated on the pen. And this is my personal pen, so you need to get your own pen. But this is a fun, you like this pen? She like it. It's a nice pen. Jesus. Yes. So thank you to our sponsor, and any order info will be in the comments for this one-of-a-kind pen. We would also like to thank the Backhouse, your hospitality venue owners, Mr. and Mrs. Derek and Tara Purnell. Thank you so much for providing a great venue. It is very comfortable and at home in here. Yes, so nice in here. It is very nice. And the Backhouse, don't forget, is an event venue, so it provides the intimate space for you to create grand memories. So thank you. Now, don't forget, before we introduce our guests, to share the live. So share the live in the corner. If you join us, comment hello, let us know that you are here. And now, I am pleased to introduce our featured guest, Miss Gena McDonald. Gena is the founder and executive director of Developing Butterflies, the Big Sisters program. But before we actually get into the interview, I hear it's a special day for you. Yes. And we are all here. We are all here. That's all right. That's all right. God has brought you here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have been waiting for this day for a year. Thank you. I can't start this interview without giving God the glory.
That's right. Amen.
On this Thursday last year, at this time, I was either on an EMT being rushed to Miami Valley Hospital, or I was in emergency of Miami Valley Hospital being worked on after I had suffered a severe seizure. I have never had a seizure in my life. Never had a seizure in my life. After uncontrollable seizures, after tests being ran, they found out I had a tumor that was located on the right frontal lobe of my brain. By the grace of God, it was non-cancerous. On December 4th, I had 80 to 90% of it removed. And here I am, 365 days later, sitting here for a purpose. And I am grateful. That's why this is a special day for me. Because it was Thursday that it happened, but the anniversary day that I will be celebrating is tomorrow, which is the 27th.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I just give you a hug? So this is a special day for me. This is a very, because he took me in 365 days from an emergency room to here.
Your purpose.
And it was, when the schedule was sent to me, and it was, that day was available. It was like, it just let me, come on. I'm just, one more clap for her being here. And we thank you so much for sharing that.
I'm gonna tell you, the enemy will try to stop your progress.
He
He will try to throw sickness and everything else at someone to keep them. So that tells me that you have a great calling.
And I went through why me, and then I had to change it and just thank God for choosing me. Because He chose
That's a
me.
testimony.
He chose me to go through that, and I just know I'm a witness to His work. I'm a witness to what He can do. Because again, it was out of between the emergency room brush and the surgery, I was probably in the hospital totally maybe a month.
Oh my
Wow.
So yes.
So if we can stop right now, just for y'all to understand how major that is, for her to be sitting right here to talk about having a brain tumor in the right frontal lobe removed a year later, a year. So God does answer prayer. He does hold your hand through the rough times, through everything. Walk by faith and not by sight. So right now, if you are going through something that looks like it's not going to yield any positive results,
Thank you.
please learn from Miss McDonald today.
He will do it. And I thank my family, I thank my friend, I thank everybody that prayed, because it was nothing but the power of prayer. It was nothing but the power of prayer.
Glory to God.
So I just thank you for inviting me to the Backhouse, and thank you for,
You are blessed. You are a blessing. And we are all blessed to be here with you today.
So today is a very special day for me. Because at this time, this particular time, like I said, I don't know if I was on the EMT or if I was in ER, but I'm here today, and
you about to tell us about your calling, girl.
That's all I'm saying.
So we about to get into this interview, because I know we need to know the gifts that God has bestowed on her. So honey, who is Gena McDonald?
Goofy. A woman of God, first off. A woman of God, and daughter. I'm a mother of 2.
Okay.
I have a son that's 21. I have a daughter that's 18.
Oh, yeah, see their names. You need to shout them out. They like, Mom ain't gonna say her name.
Gena! Wow. Okay, just off the record, my son, Geno, baby. And then my mini-me, Gena. Also Gigi, so. A sister, a friend, a big sister. I want to help our little sisters, because I was my little sister, and I know how that journey looks. And I just like to help.
Like to help. So let's go into like to help. So I believe I read on your website that you started developing butterflies in 2016.
Yes.
Okay. So what was the inspiration behind your organization, Developing Butterflies?
Developing Butterflies, working with young ladies, have probably been on my heart since 2007, 2008. I just didn't know exactly how that looked. And then more and more, I was just pushed towards it. But it kind of just came to me. But God just gave it to me. God gave it to me. I love butterflies. I absolutely love butterflies.
Amen to that.
And it was all about, again, I was my little sister. I am my little sister. And just observation. And I just knew it was with youth programming being taken away from the community, and youth not really having anything to do, and being a child as well as being a mother. I know that I couldn't always go to my parents, and my kids couldn't always come to me. So it was always that outlet. But I didn't have a mentoring program or a big sister program. I hung out at the recreational centers or was at home talking on the phone. So it was all about just giving the little sisters that outlet, as well as additional support to the families, because as a single mother, I had a village that helped me. So to be able to bring that village back also.
Definitely. So being an entrepreneur as well, how did you take that first step? Like, what was the first step? You had the calling, God called you for it, but where did that first step lead you, and what was it?
That first step was just envisioning what it looks like, what a mentoring program would look like if I was involved at this age, because we service young ladies ages 13 and 19. So what would that look like? And it was really just about stepping out on faith with it.
Stepping out on faith. Get out the boat. She got out the boat.
It is a curriculum based.
So it's 12 months. Now I did read it's 12 months.
Yes.
So it's curriculum based. Okay.
So I don't know if we're gonna get into it or not, but I created this curriculum based off of, again, the observation, and some of the things that I noticed I had kind of struggled with as my little sister as well. But it was just all about, again, just when I was that age.
Right.
Again, what did I right.
What you need.
Exactly. Being able, and that's just it. Being able to give back what I didn't have. That's exactly what it was.
So can you walk me through? Now it's actually a blessing for me to hear this from you, because I went down through the different stages and I saw the pictures and I read what you address at the different levels of development. And I think that's one of the main things that intrigued me about your program, is that you focus on certain development at the certain stage. And before, I think it was a chrysalis, I won't give none away, but that is the most intriguing for me, because it's like okay, go ahead, explain it. Go ahead, explain it.
So the curriculum is broke down into the 4 stages of how a butterfly develops. And I did it that way because even we as people develop in stages.
We do.
So in the egg stage, we focus on self, and that's the most important part. When you're developing and to being the best person that you want to be, you have to start with yourself. As well as that's a hard part that we struggle with, because we tend to compare ourselves to others.
We do.
But we compare ourselves to others. We can compare ourselves to others in a negative way instead of using it as a positive to make ourselves better.
Say that.
So the first, because each stage is covered over a 3-month period.
Okay.
So in the first stage, we do self-esteem, and that's where we focus on self-worth and self-confidence. Because we have, as women and as young ladies, we have to value ourselves.
Definitely.
And that's something big for me, because if we don't value ourselves, we'll allow relationships and
To
whether
devalue.
Exactly, we'll allow that to devalue, exactly. And then we have the self-motivation. We can have the cheer squad cheering us on, but if we're not motivating ourselves, we're not going to get there.
That's
And
true.
then I've changed it. It was self-determination, and then I've changed it to self-perseverance. Because even though we can be determined to push through it, we still have to say, no matter what, I have to push through regardless once I've made it to a point.
And you are a prime example, if you don't mind me saying. Boy, they got a good one. Yes, a prime
Thank
example
you.
of perseverance.
In the caterpillar stage, that's when the caterpillar just kind of eats everything. And then, so we do goals. So the first month we do personal goals.
Okay.
And personal goals is where we want our little sisters to do self-reflection on ourselves or on their self. And just, maybe it's a behavior, your attitude. Maybe it's something you need to do different in your academics. Just whatever personally you want to work on.
Okay.
Then we do academic goals. So because we work with young ladies at different ages,
Right.
we meet them where they are in school. And also, as the program grows, like this year, we're getting more into college preparedness. So then with our 8th graders, the goal is to be able to prepare them for freshman year in high school.
Okay.
And then for our high schoolers is to be able to prepare them for what college looks like.
Okay.
And then in our last goal, we do career. career goals, which also connects to the academic goals. Because when you're looking at that career, you have to get to looking into what college you want to go to. What does it take to get into that college? And with the career goals, we also do interview cover letters.
Very important.
Resumes. Cover letters, resumes, and then we also do a mock interview with them.
Nice.
And the chrysalis stage, which it took me to go through what I went through to really, really focus on that chrysalis stage, because that's when the caterpillar goes into this cocoon. This cocoon is dark, it's lonely, and we're trying to figure out, why am I in this place alone? Why am I by myself? But this is actually when we're developing. This is when our wings are starting to come, which is also when God is starting to turn us around and say, okay, you're starting to find out who you are. You're starting to discover your wings. So in that stage, we do entrepreneurship. We do coping skills. Coping skills is a new one that I just just put into place. And then healthy relationships.
Okay.
All of those things are important when we're developing.
Right, definitely.
And then in our last stage, we do money 101.
They need that.
Well, I needed
your money.
I needed that too.
I needed that in 8th grade.
So we do money 101, which is the budgeting, savings. And then in the last month, we do hygiene, appearance, and etiquette. Because now we're preparing the butterflies to, as we say, our motto is to be bold, spread your wings, and fly high.
Oh, that's
awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. That is definitely, I mean, just hearing how you explain that, and to know that each stage of development, it's like a training school for people to be prepared. And that chrysalis stage can really deter some young ladies and men, but can deter them, because that's when you either are going to walk forward on faith and go, this is who God made me to be. I stand in it no matter what other people are doing, and not comparing, because it is that self-reflection 2 stage. So that is a great program.
It true, all of that after many years of praying and many years of writing and papers everywhere. It just all came about because it was either something that I knew that I had at an early age, or I discovered it later on in life. But again, it was all things that this would have helped me, because again, I didn't have a mentor or anything like that, and I didn't turn out bad. Wasn't a bad kid or nothing like that. But again, it was just those tools, and again, just putting them in place for our little sisters.
So you basically were just taking everything that was in your heart and your head and just putting it down on paper, and just went with what God had given you as a calling. That's awesome. That is very awesome. That is awesome. Yes. Whoa. Y'all listen to this. If you have your daughters, developing butterflies, development. Even as adults, we need this program.
It's actually helped me. And that's another thing with mentoring. I feel like, because as we get older, I feel like we still develop. We still learn things.
We do.
And even with talking to the little sisters, sometimes you have that time where you're like, "Dang, did I just say that? Was I talking to my?" You had that light bulb can go off sometimes, where it's like I am talking to myself, or is where you can say, "I did that," and I'm proud of myself for doing that, because starting this program, it was not easy. It wasn't easy at all. I mean, that's just in entrepreneurship, period.
It is.
It can be. It has its ups and downs. You have your self doubts, and you question things. But it's only been God to keep some kind of way. If I feel like, what am I doing? Here comes another one. Like, okay,
that's what you're doing right there. That's what I called you to do. That's your gift. Definitely. Yes. So how do you find the girls that participate in your program? I mean, what does your program look like as far as girls being able to come in? I mean, how do they find out about you? How do they, originally, how did they find out about you when you started to?
When we started, I had the opportunity to set up a community table or a table at an event down at Ponus with Don Martin. She had invited me to set up a table, informational table, and just kind of set the things out. The young ladies came past, they asked about it, and they signed up for it. So they took the initiative to sign up. So moving forward is word of mouth and social media. Those have been my two marketing pieces so far.
Definitely. And you've had, correct me if I'm wrong, some girls that graduated as butterflies that have come back to help the developing butterflies.
So at the end, they complete, but they always have a chair available for them. So they are able to come back for further development, or even if it's just to help the next little sister that's coming in, because you were once the little sister sitting in that chair. So it's two things for, again, further development for themselves, but also peer-to-peer mentoring.
Excellent. So I know early on you had mentioned something about the households, and that leads me to the next question as far as, do you recognize any overflow into the household from the families that, you know, are the girls that come in? So as they're developing and getting better and learning more about themselves, do you see any of the family dynamic changing at all?
Yes, I have. There is a family that I can think about that I have seen a difference. And even with seeing the difference in the little sisters, I make it a point to call the mothers to let them know, she did this today. I'm so proud of her, because I see the growth. So if I call and I acknowledge that with the parent or with the mother, because I'm having contact with the mothers. They say, oh yeah, she's doing better at this, or she's doing better at this, and yeah, she tried, but you know, they do acknowledge the difference. They do,
and that's good, because that's the effort. And I mean, the positive reinforcement at home. I mean, you do a great work, and as the girls learn, but it does take that positive reinforcement at home to be able to help facilitate that growth, to keep it going.
And I do want to say one thing. I call it a big sister program, and I tell the little sisters when we do our orientation in front of the parents. And I'm telling you guys also, I call it a big sister program because we're gonna love on the little sisters. That's our, we're gonna love on them. But in the case that they want to get out of hand, we gonna also get on them like a big sister. It's a fair balance. It's a fair balance.
Definitely. And we need that. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Definitely. So what have you identified as being the greatest need for the girls? I know they probably have a lot of different needs, but maybe the greatest need that girls of that age are dealing with right now in 2019. I know it's kind of
I would probably say the confidence. The confidence. And that's just in our community as a whole. I would probably say confidence.
And I would have to agree with you. I've seen recently dealing with youth, I was able to facilitate, and even they said they were juniors and seniors in that workshop, but some of them, I mean, they didn't want to speak up, the confidence was low, and I think that is really major right now, because as we know as adults, we experience disappointments, and if our children now who have a lack of confidence get into some of the same stuff that we've experienced, they may not be able to handle that.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's I think with the social media, access to, because when I was growing up, you know, it was limited. You had a phone at home.
A cord with a cord on it.
I went all around the house. Share. You know, you wrote letters in school. You know, you didn't know what was going on here and who had what going on in this neighborhood. So, you know, the interaction was either at school or if you met up at the park, and you know, everybody was in a neighborhood, and that's when everybody got along.
A little bit more love. Yeah.
So now they just have so much. They have exposure to a lot of things, and I think it kind of plays with their mind, because it can be a challenge. It can definitely be a challenge.
Not having that one-on-one contact, like you on your phone, I'm on my phone, and we looking at words versus feeling emotions and seeing your body language,
or hearing, like you said, hearing the conversation. Yes.
It can make a difference. Definitely make a difference. So, what are the qualifications for your mentors? I know, just explain the process if we have any people who want to get involved. Is there an application process? Are you actively looking for volunteers?
So the requirements for a big sister, I open that process up. I open that process up selectively.
Okay.
So it's not something that I open up each year, because for big sisters and little sisters, it's an application process, and I do application once. Well, for the little sisters, once a year.
Okay.
This year was the first year, probably in 2 years, that I opened it up for big sisters. But big sisters is really just being a role model, being able to be a role model, being able to have a listening ear, being able to help guide the little sisters, help with advice, help them with problem solving. So it's not too strenuous.
Okay.
I mean, because it's life, and it's no high standards. I mean, you have to be positive. You have to be a positive role model.
Definitely.
You have to be able to plant a seed into the little sisters. Help make a difference in their, again, because it's a support system for the family as well.
Right.
So be there for the family also.
So I know you said it was a 12-month program. So does it like start in January, run to December? How do the timelines go?
So I've played around with the months. After what happened last year, kind of getting back started this year, we did get a late start. But the overall goal is to start in July. So I think the plan is moving forward is to start in July and end in May.
Okay.
So we want to give them that break in June. Reason I started in July is because we want to build that relationship with them before they get to school.
Yes.
So when they get into school, then you got problems with school. We need to know why you got those problems in school. So we don't want to meet you then and then try to say, so you got what in there? So we want to build those relationships.
That foundation before
school.
Right. That's definitely a great idea. So how do potential families connect with you? So not only the big sisters, but families who go, you know what? I have a few girls that I want to put into that program. How would the families connect with you?
Families can connect with us. We have a Facebook page under Developing Butterflies Big Sister Program. We also have a website, but I'm going to be honest, I ain't too good at updating that website. But we do have a website. Our telephone number is 937-985-1252. We do have an email address as well, which is info@developingbutterflies.org. So either one of those, they can reach out. We also have an Instagram page as well. But either one of those avenues, you could contact us.
I'll follow you on Instagram. I'll follow her on Instagram. So what she said, there will be that contact information in the comment section. So again, if you're here, let us know you're here, and if you want that information, we'll be putting it in there as well. What words of wisdom, Gena, do you have for families that are looking for support? They're looking for support and they're developing young ladies. Maybe, they're acting out in school, or maybe they're reserved, always in their room, they look depressed. What words of wisdom would you have for them?
Understanding that we were our kids. Just trying to relate to, what could you have possibly been going through at that time?
Right.
Because again, as a mother, I know that I may have reacted a certain way with my kids that kind of, may have yes, kind of, standoffish. There you go.
Rebel.
Listening to them. And listening to them, I tell my kids all the time, I'm a mother, and I would rather you talk to me. I may not like everything that you say,
Right.
but at least, you know, I can help you through it.
That's right.
So being a listening ear, and it's hard today. It's hard today because we have so much out there to compete with that, you know, we're trying to help our kids and trying to get them through, but you know, it's for some reason, you know, they might listen to their friends, but just stay with them, just stay with them and just try to act, you know, is there anything wrong? Is there anything that I can do? As well as, you know, reach out to the organization that's in the community, because we are out here. It's a couple of female organizations that are out here. But most importantly, just try to stick with them through it, and again, just listen. It's hard. Ooh, it's hard.
Yeah, well, the external things on social media alone,
right,
for kids to be able to do that. But we are actually nearing the end of this live at the Backhouse season 3 segment. I know, y'all should have been here in the studio audience. That's all
It was a good conversation. It was a good conversation.
Definitely. I had so much fun with her, and I saw her post this week talking about, I'm so excited, I'm super excited. I'm like, I always say that. So we're gonna be super excited together today.
Yes,
we're super excited.
Yes.
So are there any parting remarks that you would like to make? Anything that maybe you didn't touch on or you would like people to know about?
Just keep watching us. We do volunteer in the community. If you have something that you would like to speak with the young ladies about, we do have speakers that come in. So I do invite speakers to come in and just share their story about whatever they're passionate about. If you have an activity that you would like to do with the girls, we just did a sewing activity. So
I saw that. Was it Miss Wanda who was?
Yep, Miss Wanda.
I saw that.
And she came in. She cut out some butterflies. She had bought some material and cut out butterflies, and we're making a pillow.
Oh wow.
We have a couple events coming up. I don't want to ruin the surprise. But we do have a couple events coming up.
Okay.
The program, and again, I'm growing, but overall, I would love the program to be free, but there is a small fee.
Okay.
We do have a small fee for the Little Sisters, and that's really just to cover the activities. Cover any kind of cover charge, anything like that. I'm always looking for someone who would like to donate food, because we do feed the Little Sisters every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
All of the big sisters, we rotate a food menu.
Okay.
And all the big sisters work, but we do find a way to bring food in for the Little Sisters.
Okay.
I know last year we had chicken and pizza like all the time, and this year we was
My
like,
two favorite things.
that was their two favorite things too. It was like, we not eating chicken and pizza this year, no. So we're always any type of donations will always be a help. The last 4 years, I have been thankful for the support of the families and the community.
Okay.
I'm excited that we're still here, that we're growing, and just ask that the community continue to support us. And I'm thankful. I love what I do. I love what I do.
Developing Butterflies Big Sisters program. We want to thank Miss Gena McDonald for being here. I feel like she's my cousin. Thank you so much. Thank you. And final thank you. We have a big thank you again to the Backhouse, your hospitality venue, where you are the main event, and the Jesus pen. Please, y'all, get y'all one of these pens right here. Get one of these pens.
That's who it is right there.
Yes,
Jesus.
Shine the light of Jesus around the world. So thank you so much for our sponsor. Please check the comment section again for info on this cool pen and on developing butterflies. Join us next Thursday at 7 p.m. for Live at the Backhouse Season 3. Give it up, Season 3. So thank you so so much. We will continue this experience after the live wind down tonight with our studio audience. Coach V, be blessed and good night.
Hi, family.